In the last video, we learnt that depth of field is simply the zone that appears acceptably sharp in front of and behind your focus point. What actually changes the size of that sharp zone? There are 4 things you should think about as a photographer, which are aperture, your distance from the subject, focal length, and sensor size. Those are the 4 variables you'll encounter most often when you're taking photographs. However, it's important to understand that they don't all influence depth of field in exactly the same way. So let's start with the biggest one, aperture. If you open the aperture from f8 to f2.8, the depth of field becomes much shallower. That means the sharp zone around your focus point becomes thinner, and the background and the foreground become much more blurred. If you close the aperture down to f11 or f16, then that sharp zone becomes much deeper, allowing more of the scene to appear acceptably sharp. That's why portrait photographers often choose wide aperture, while landscape photographers often choose smaller apertures. Aperture is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to control depth of field. The second factor is the distance from the subject. As you move closer to your subject, the depth of field becomes dramatically shallower. Step further away and the depth of field becomes deeper. If you've ever noticed that a close-up portrait has a much blurrier background than a full-length portrait taken with the same lens and the same aperture, this is largely why. In fact, getting closer often has a much bigger effect on the depth of field than changing your aperture by a stop or two. In practice, photographers usually change the focal length or the shooting distance to achieve the same composition on different sensor sizes. Those changes alter the depth of field you see in a final photograph, and that's why when framing the same subject in the same way, a full frame camera typically gives a shallower depth of field than an APS-C camera at the same f number. The sensor isn't magically changing the optics on its own. It's a different lens or camera position used to achieve the same framing that leads to the difference. So if you're standing in a field like I am, wondering how to get more background blur, what's the practical advice? Open your aperture, move closer to your subject, use a longer focal length if it suits the composition, and if you're comparing different camera systems, remembering that sensor size mainly matters because it changes the focal length or shooting distance you'll typically use for the same framing. So the key takeaway is that depth of field isn't controlled by a single setting. It's the results of several factors working together. Understanding those relationships allows you to predict how your photograph is going to look even before you press the shutter. And over the next few videos, we'll take each of these factors one at a time. We'll start with distance from the subject because that's the effect that surprises most photographers. You'll see why moving just a little closer can transform the look of your photographs, even where every single camera setting stays exactly the same. Take care, and I shall see you soon on another video.